everyone. Welcome back. This is another edition of Between the Posts. Here's your host, Chris Turner.
And I'm Jess Dombrowski. Nice to meet you. Glad to have you back.
Jess, how's your Wednesday going?
Oh, it's going. I'm ready for lunch, though. Truthfully, I want some food in my belly, but that's just me being selfish.
Me too.
So.
Maybe just reach in that snack drawer once again and see what pops out.
I know I have to restock it, but I have 3 bottles of ranch still, so if you know and have any ideas of what I can put ranch dressing on that's like hiding around in this office without me having to go to the store, let me know.
Anyway, so just kind of kicking off into the weekend, we're going to talk about a bunch of things rugby related, but there was kind of an interesting little holiday that we had recently, a.k.a. Groundhog's Day, one of the most random holidays of all time. So Puxatawny Phil from Puxatawny, Indiana, actually did not see his shadow this year, so that means spring is going to come 6 more weeks in advance, which means more sun, more rugby, less bad weather.
Gross snow and grayness, if you will.
Right? So thank you, Puxatawny Phil, for not seeing your shadow. That's massive. But just kind of leading into a funny question. If you had a random holiday to create, when would it be and what would it be?
You know, I was thinking about this and I was trying to think of, food related and then like superheroes and like laziness and like something that like everybody likes. And I think the title I would pick for mine would just be like International Day of Lazy. Is what I'm going to go with. And, you're not allowed to work on that day. Like, you can't do errands. You can't do basically anything on your, like, to-do list, so to speak. Because I think we all always, myself included, get caught up in what's the next thing that I have to do, just crossing one thing off, adding 3 things. And, like, it'd just be really nice to be able to, like, be literally physically forced, legally forced, to sit back and, like, not have to worry about anything. So, International Day of Lazy, I am proposing for July because everyone's lazy during winter already. Like, you don't need another reason to just kind of, like, get the winter blues.
This is very true.
And it'll just kind of force everyone to hit that reset button and take a moment for themselves. Because I think we don't do that as much as we should. So that's my thoughts.
It almost resembles Yom Kippur of the Jewish religion, where they literally take an entire day to not work. Yep. They fast as well. Yeah. They don't drive cars. They don't use technology or phones. So it's almost kind of like an expansion of that holiday, if you will. So Yom Kippur, let's get it going on an international level here.
Right. If you've got the power, please make that happen. Sign off my name on it in the corner. So
that's
how
fantastic.
About you? Anything fun?
I would do a National Breakfast Day.
Yes.
Where all you have to eat is breakfast food. Because I know I'm a huge proponent of eating eggs and bacon for dinner, like a lot. So it's just kind of interesting because you could mix and match. You could do like chicken and waffles.
That's my personal favorite.
As long as it's breakfast related, then boom, like throw it in. And I'd probably put it in the spring, as a celebration of maybe an early spring, like it follows Puxatawny Phil.
February 3rd.
Yeah, right?
We missed it.
Oh, we missed it. All right. 2021. We'll get into that. But yeah.
Mark
actually, speaking of 2021, something big's happening, isn't it? Some rumblings going on in the rugby world, huh?
Yeah, no. We have the Women's Rugby World Cup coming up in 2021. So actually, the more accurately titled, just Rugby World Cup 2021. It's the first World Cup to take place since World Rugby's basically removed the naming restrictions, if you will.
Right.
Pretty cool, happening in New Zealand, and they, within the last week, actually just released all of the dates for the event. So it's going to be taking place September 18th through October 16th, and it's going to be a really great time. I know they have a really cool new logo. If you check out their Instagram account for it, there's a really, really cool and inspirational video, just kind of like what went into the logo design and like why people are getting excited and amped and like what you can expect from it. It's like the ultimate hype video. So
definitely
super, super excited about that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the locations because I even live there and half the time.
I wasn't going to say it, but
I know. But we will put those locations and the times and when the pool and quarters and semis and championship are all going down for you to view, and also the links to go check out World Rugby's website, to go check out all the news, all the updates, all the blogs, so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be an incredibly exciting event. And hopefully we could go. Crossing our fingers here.
Yeah, start saving your pennies.
Yeah, it's going to be an expensive one. But,
but
yeah, so check out for that. We're, of course, going to put up everything like we just mentioned, but go USA.
Aotearoa, New Zealand. Our small group of islands lies in a vast ocean that connects us with our Pacific neighbours and all nations of the world. It was by following the swells and waves on this ocean that Māori navigators first landed upon our shores. Waves can travel vast distances and gather immense power. Every wave a guide and navigator for those who came before, every current a way forward or a way back home. The vitality and connectivity of water is at the heart of the identity for Rugby World Cup 2021. Bringing people together, sharing and spreading the passion, power and energy of the women's game. Like the most powerful waves, Rugby World Cup New Zealand 2021 is an unstoppable energy, connecting the world across all the great oceans. Naru nui, naru roa, he tai mihi tangata. Our logo is inspired by the naru, a symbol of the ocean's waves, energy and connectivity. Simple, purposeful and anchored in the movement that brings us together for this great game. Regardless of colour, creed or hemisphere, it is the game that unites us. He wai hiriri, he wai ripuripu, he wai honona. Rugby World Cup New Zealand 2021 will pulsate with an unforgettable energy. At the core of the design are the North and South Islands. Within the expanding ripples are traditional symbols representing the mountains, positivity and potential, as well as waves representing growth and energy. Created to come to life in motion, adapt and integrate, let us amplify and grow the game together. Show the very best of women's rugby. Inspire the next generation both on and off the pitch. Embrace those who call it a lifeblood and those who will. And connect like never before to celebrate the unlimited and unstoppable energy of this game. New Zealanders invite the world to join us next year in September for Rugby World Cup 2021.
Okay, folks, the next topic that we're going to be discussing is the recap of the Sydney Sevens tournament that went down, obviously, in Sydney, Australia.
This past weekend.
This past weekend, yes. As we mentioned before in the last podcast, that both men's and women's squads in 2019 both came away with medals. Fortunately and unfortunately, that did and did not happen. So for the men's, they came away with third place bronze. Way to go, guys, and way to come back from the New Zealand fifth place finish. And so they capped off their best tournament of the season, defeating England 17-10.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Very good game. And to win the bronze medal, they only lost one match the entire weekend to South Africa. So shout out to the Blitzboks. They're incredibly good, always fast team, very dangerous. But, you know, it's a tough challenge. But, hey, we beat a powerhouse in England coming off of that loss. And then that was great to see. And also really cool stats that happened over the weekend. Perry Baker and Carlin Isles, obviously world-class athletes. But these guys are tied at career tries at 199. And it's almost, so no pun intended, it's going to be a race to get to that 200 one. Hey. That's the one. It's going to be a race to get to that 200 try mark. But I'm pretty sure in the next tournament, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I think they'll both get it. They have to, right?
And then they're just going to keep getting it. Climb that ladder. Like, it's like a little, like, dance back and forth between the two.
What if, like, during the next tournament, which is going to be in L.A.?
Yes.
We'll talk about it in a little bit. But what if in L.A., they're both starting at the same time, and let's just say Carlin or Perry breaks away, and then they have one guy to beat to pass to the other guy?
Oh, God.
I know they're not thinking about this, and I know they're not that selfish, but, like, it would cross my mind of just like, if I'm 5 meters from the try line and there's an easy pass for an easy try, but I might have an opportunity to go get it myself.
Do you think that you have enough time to think all of that in that span? Because, like, my brain I think I black out when I play rugby, too. Like, I don't actually remember what happens on the field, let alone, like, an actual thought process on anything. It's usually, like, a squirrel. Like I'm like, oh, there, okay, there, okay, there. Like next step. Like that's what happens. Like that's my mentality. So I can only imagine what goes through their minds when they're on those fields.
I'm sure they're both incredibly humble gentlemen and and as good of a player as they both are. So I think they'll make that pass if it's ever in the sense. But who knows? Who knows if they can be on the same field at the same time?
Team try. That's right.
Team try.
That's
And then we both give them the 200.
I like it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And on the flip side of things, we had our women's team. Couple of disappointing losses and finishes to them, but we ended up 8th place.
Yes.
Yep. And the first match of the day for them against Fiji was against a very dynamic Fiji team. Tough. And we were talking about this earlier. Fiji is one of those teams that it's so hard to get a read on them because they can do everything.
Right.
Like they play the offload game, they play the fast game, they play the like they can do all these different things, and it's very hard to adjust to them. So I think it kind of threw us off our feet a little bit. But I mean, all in all, like we picked it up a little, and I know that our team wants to do better, and I know that we want to do better.
Yep.
And I'm excited for moving forward what the next step is, because I think that again they're just going to want to come out a little bit stronger and really kind of stick it to people that are maybe starting to count them out a little bit. But
definitely
great athletes.
We're not counting them out at all. We know these women and we rub shoulders with them
all
from time to time.
Yeah.
And outstanding, just humans in general, and outstanding individual athletes and team as well. So it's just we know that they're capable of getting first, second, third consistently. And they know as well. Yeah. But hey, we got big home field tournament going down in LA this February 27th through the 29th. And I think it's going to be pretty cool because it's going to be moving from Vegas to LA. Yep. Right? And it's just getting the home crowd, the home vibes and everything, and you're just feeling a lot more comfortable. Good energy all around.
So our men are going to be competing at the LA Sevens alongside a lot of the international and amateur level events at the LAI, similar to the Vegas. Yes. It's just, it's all the LVI. It's all those acronyms that just confuse you. But yeah, really excited about that. I mean, we'll probably be there ourselves, hopefully. Oh, yeah. And, I'll be participating, and it's just going to be a really fun.
Whoa.
Yeah, really.
You're in it?
I'll be playing, yeah, of course. So
for those of you who don't know, there's also going to be an amateur invitational club tournament going on at the same time on different venues and different fields. Jess, sounds like you're going to be playing.
I'll be there. You can catch me. Really excited, so, yeah.
Who are you playing with? Is it the Glendale club or another club?
Still TBT, so we'll draw back that curtain in another week or so. Likes to keep people guessing, but everybody guessing.
So breaking news in a couple weeks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
I like it.
For that.
Keep you guys on our toes for Jess Dombrowski. Yeah. So yeah, please go check it out. We're going to put actually a video after this segment to just show you a little bit about the LA Sevens tournament, what it encapsulates, and kind of like a little teaser into it. And also, if you haven't registered or paid for tickets yet, we're going to put the links at the bottom for you guys to go check that out. Get all the tickets you can. There's a few spaces available throughout the weekend. And like I said, hopefully you run into us, and hopefully we catch you up. And also, if you have any questions for us, before I forget, please email us. We always love emails. We love inquiries, comments, concerns, anything like that.
We
topics.
Love the people.
Yeah, if you have cool things going on in your neck of the woods, let us know at podcast@usa.rugby, and that goes directly to us. So we'll be able to answer your questions on email and even on video as well. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Join the party at the HSBC LA Sevens International Rugby Tournament. Experience the world's best rugby teams, including the New Zealand All Blacks, England, Ireland, Olympic champion Fiji, and more. All looking to steal the crown from the defending champions, USA. Over 40 games, 16 teams, and non-stop action. Come be a part of the best rugby weekend in America. February 29th and March 1st in Los Angeles. Get your tickets now at LA7srugby.com.
All right, and we're back. So kind of coming off how excited we are for the Rugby World Cup 2021 in New Zealand, kind of obviously the end-all be-all goal for aspiring rugby players. You've probably heard us mention, if you've been keeping up a couple of times, following us on social media, all the fun things, the Women's 15 Foundation. It is a new organization established by two of our most prominent women's Eagles, and that is Alicia Washington and Christine Summer. Shout out to you guys for all the hard work you've been putting in. It's essentially just a foundation and an organization that helps raise money and help benefit our women's national 15s program. So common misconception is when people register with USA Rugby or support USA Rugby in one way or the other, that automatically some of that benefits the national teams that we have. And it actually does not. So kind of put a little stop to that myth a little bit. So this organization was put in place to help that team specifically. And super exciting about the month of February is, if you don't know her, we have our very own legendary Phaedra Knight, great human being, athlete, speaker, like just one of the most like charismatic and awesome people that you will ever meet. Please go and meet her if you haven't. She's offered to match up to $10,000 of donations that happen within the month of February, which, on that
shout out
track,
to Phaedra.
Literally shout out to Phaedra.
Wow.
Yeah, you are an inspiration to us all, and like thank you for the support. But that will actually double the money that we've been raising for our 15s program within 2020 alone. That can be hugely beneficial. I work very closely with some of the athletes. I have a lot of teammates. I have a lot of friends that are aspiring to be on that Rugby World Cup team and the USA team consistently. They work harder than literally anybody that I know, and a little bit goes such a long way with them. So consider being a monthly donor, check out the social media, give them a share, consider a one-time donation, whatever you can do to help them, it's going to go a long way, and try and make that happen during the month of February, and let's see how far we can take it. So getting excited about it.
Woo!
I know.
Thanks, y'all.
Nice.
Sweet. So up next, we're going to be talking about a really cool tournament that's going to be going down in Montevideo, Uruguay.
Whew.
Yes.
How many times did you have to practice that?
At least 23 times.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be the first ever Rugby America's Under 20 tournament, which mirrors the Men's International Rugby America's tournament. Okay. So what's been going down is that there's going to be 6 nations. There's going to be Canada, us, USA, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, and Chile.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a whole mix and match of North and South America that's going to be going to Montevideo and traveling for 8 days from June 10th to the 18th.
Okay.
So this is a really cool opportunity because usually the men's 20 team or under 20 team only does like a test or two a year.
It's a quick in and out, one and done.
It's quick, yeah. They don't really get the opportunity to develop, to grow as a team, and to kind of get
have that
chemistry.
Tour experience also.
Right.
For, as you said, when you're growing up and you get onto the national stage, like those are the kind of tours you're going to have to be prepping for. So
exactly.
It's pretty cool.
It's incredibly cool because not only are they going to get a chance to play 5 test matches in 8 days, which is insane.
It's a lot of rugby.
But there's going to be 30 individuals going, and again, we're going to be putting up all the roster for you to see and give a shout out to all those individuals. So congratulations on that. But this is going to be such a cool tournament. It's going to be how it's going to be displayed is 4 points would be a win, 1 point bonus potential points.
Got it.
For if they lose, but it's within 7 points.
Yeah.
And then if you tie, it's 2 points. So
Okay.
it's mirroring the men's and women's international scale, and they're just kind of prepping them.
I was going to say, almost as if they're putting in the work beforehand, before putting the work on the actual national scale at the senior level. Pretty exciting.
Look at
Genius.
So yeah, it's going to be awesome for those individuals that will be chosen. And again, when those rosters will be released, we'll be letting you guys know, and then putting a whole press release out for that, highlighting those individuals and the colleges or high schools that they will be attending. And big shout out to the men's under 20 team, and good luck in that upcoming tournament.
So for those of you on the social media interwebs today, or on the line, if you will.
On the lines.
On the lines. If you're on the line.
You're taking the photo instantaneously, you're putting the photo out there on the line.
Is it online?
Yeah, I'm putting my photos out on the line and I'm creating an exchange.
Yeah, that's Instagram.
But mine's more of a social sharing on the line that's happening.
Online. Quick interjection. When you keep saying on the line, you do mean online.
Stuart, you don't do...
Today is the International Women's and Girls Day in Sport. Is that officially right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the girls and women in sport event.
Yes.
That's what it's aptly named.
In honor of today's International Women and Girls Day in Sport. So
100%.
The Pittsburgh Forge women's rugby team is actually doing this really cool thing. They're teaming up with a lot of other Pittsburgh sporting events and organizations, Pittsburgh Leading Women, and they're having a 2-hour-long event tomorrow, Thursday, February 6th, and it involves the Pittsburgh Forge women's rugby team, the Pittsburgh Hotspurs women's soccer team, Pittsburgh Banshees, which is women's Gaelic football.
Shout out Gaelic football.
Super freaking cool.
Way to go.
Oh, here's our one. The Pittsburgh Passion women's football, the Pittsburgh Puffins women's ice hockey.
That's my favorite mascot.
The Puffins,
Oh
yeah.
my god, cutest one.
And the Pittsburgh Ultimate Frisbee team. Last but not least, the Steel City Roller Derby. Okay, that was kind of a couple tongue twisters, but
Yeah,
I
right?
think it's super cool because women of this caliber athlete, you've got football, rugby, Gaelic football, ultimate frisbee, soccer, and roller derby. These are inspirational, powerful women all getting together to put on an event.
Badass. woman.
Badass, definitely badass, with
woman.
a capital B and a capital A for sure. Maybe a couple underlines in there too. But they're all getting together. They're going to have a couple panel discussions. They're available there for Q&As. They're here to help, and for anyone in the Pittsburgh area, you can go ahead and check it out at pump.org. It is a free event. Free. It's not going to cost you anything, and you're going to get to brain blend with some of the really cool people and very, very inspirational women in the field of sport that obviously we all know and love. So super exciting, super cool on their end, and wish I lived closer to Pittsburgh. But.
Yeah, right. And again, if you want to attend the event and you think that a lot of these badass, intimidating women are not easy to talk to, it couldn't be farther from the truth, right? So Jess, of course, plays on women's rugby. I used to coach women's rugby. And not just within rugby, all these other sports, these women are probably some of the coolest people that you ever rub shoulders with.
Yeah.
And they'll be the most extroverted and open and very welcoming and supportive. So don't feel that if you are intimidating meeting or, signing up or even playing for some of these teams, don't be shy. Literally, go up, throw out your hand. They might even come and give you a hug instead of a handshake. So knowing some of these women. But it's going to be an awesome event. And like Jess mentioned, go to pump.org and check out all the details and go attend the event because it's going to be awesome.
So we'll put a link in right here for you to visit, but check it out and let us know how it goes.
So upcoming within the collegiate atmosphere, we have another pretty cool tour going down. It's going to be known as the Texas Rattlesnake Jamaica Tour. So
I wish I could make like a rattlesnake. I was like, ugh, I can't even do it. Try.
Can you do that? There it is. There it is.
But they have like a little, I don't know. Cut that out. Moving on. Continue.
Anywho, so the Texas Rattlesnake Jamaica Tour, this was originally, the team had planned to tour China, but something fell through in the wake, so they decided to go play Jamaica and play the Jamaican men's national team.
Super cool.
And the under-23 national team. So this whole entire team is made up of players strictly from the state of Texas that play for college.
Yeah.
So originally, head coach Lachlan Ferguson had selected a squad of 30 players from 9 different Texas colleges, following a 2-day camp that was held in Huntsville, Texas, hosted at Sam Houston State University. So after that camp went down, it was a lot of player identification and seeing exactly, who
How
can
people
make the
work
team.
Exactly,
Exactly, seeing
get an
chemistries
idea.
and everything. They made a 30-player squad that's going to be traveling to Jamaica from May 29th to June 7th. That's what, an 8-9 day tour? And some of these players could actually be going to Uruguay as well.
Yeah.
Later. Oh, this is insane.
So they're really going to get that tour prep in there and really
Yeah.
set themselves up for the senior stage of international rugby. I think putting in that work beforehand is super cool.
But how cool would that be to be a 19, 20, 21-year-old going and playing a men's national team in Jamaica? And again, if you look at the world rankings and you're like, well, Jamaica's not that good, okay, you put on the boots and go play Jamaica and see how you
I don't
feel
wanna do that.
and
I don't
how
think
you
so.
do after that. But and then playing their under-23 squad. But again, shout out to all the individuals, all the directors, all the coaches that are involved in this Texas Rattlesnakes tour and developing it, putting it on, reaching out to the Jamaican teams and then putting all of this together, which I'm sure it's going to be such a cool tournament to go to.
Very exciting.
Very exciting stuff, and it's a great time of the year, obviously weather permitting. And so hopefully when that goes down, we'll have a nice little recap video because imagine just beaches and palm trees and, rugby cultural tours,
the food,
mixing up with the locals.
Yeah.
Man.
I wish I could go.
Super jelly. But anyway, shout out to all those involved. And of course, we'll put up all the information that we know for you, to go check it out and follow yourself. So shout out to everyone.
Nice.
All right, so upcoming this weekend from February 8th and the 9th, we have a multitude of training and education courses and classes held from coast to coast. And we're just going to also put it on the screen in a scrolling fashion for you to view. And the links to our website at Training and Education, USA Rugby, for you to go check out all throughout the month of February, March, April, even into the summer. But for this upcoming weekend, it's mainly going to be a lot of USA Level 200 coaching courses and World Rugby Level 1 coaching courses, mixed with some officiating and strength and conditioning as well.
Yeah.
So for those locations, I'm just going to quickly put it up, and also for you to view. February 8th, it's going to be Bellingham, Washington, Boise, Idaho, Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, Danbury, Connecticut, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Culver, Indiana, and Columbia, Missouri. Again, that's only February 8th. And February 9th, again, Culver, Indiana. We're going to have Sacramento, California. Shout out Sacramento, NorCal. And to wrap it up, San Diego, California. So yeah, again, we're going to put the links at the bottom for you to go to our website and sign up for courses and classes yourself, or even create some. Please reach out to our training education department. I know they'll be happy to talk with you and discuss anything related to that. But yeah, it should be a really good time. And of course, just growing the game one day at a time.
I will say we do get a couple questions every now and again of what is a coaching course? You know, do you teach the rules? Do you teach the laws? So I wanted to address that and just let people know that if you've never taken any sort of coaching course, just go to this one. Whether or not you're super in rugby or you're not, if coaching is something you're considering, this is a great course. I've taken it myself twice, I think, maybe. I took it a couple years ago for the first time, and it's all about, you know, navigating the terrain of talking to individuals, making sure you're pulling information instead of just lecturing in front of them. Right. And it's a very hands-on course, which I think a lot of people don't actually realize that. So you're going to get the experience there. You're going to get to work with a group of like-minded individuals and really kind of hone those skills that are going to translate from off the field, on the field, to the locker room, to the the practice, whatever it might be. It's kind of an all-encompassing. So go ahead, check it out. Again, we're going to put up the links and stuff for you. But if you haven't done it and you have any sort of interest in it, just pull the trigger. Do it. We're going to be here.
Pull the trigger.
Hey.
There we go. We got one.
Yes.
Okay, so we just have a couple more segments to wrap up this week's edition of Between the Posts. So for those of you who view or watch Between the Posts often, you know I'm a huge mascot guy.
Huge mascot guy.
Yeah. So it's just a funny part of the game, and also it's just a little take on the more intimidating ones that you see, and it's just the standard
kind of
cliche.
Head scratchers and the puzzlers.
Yeah, the head scratchers.
The different ones.
We're just giving shout outs to the amateur men's and women's clubs that we've seen and their mascots that deserve to be put out there and spotlighted. So I'll start first in the men's. It is the Dead Rabbits RFC. Out of Apple Valley, California, in Southern California. And you would think where it's dead rabbit,
how intimidating is a dead animal?
How intimidating would, because you kind of want something maybe alive to fight back, but no, they're like, all we need is this little bunny with us, and we're good to go, and just strap on the boots, and it's just so funny.
Right?
I think
it's something different, and it's, I mean, in my head, it's like a zombie type of thing. Like, if you had, someone on the side, it's like an undead. And, I would be running the opposite direction of anything like
the
that.
The undead rabbits.
I'm just saying, the dead rabbits, you're doing it right. You're turning heads. I want to, send us a picture of what your kit looks like. I'm interested in to see if that's incorporated. But,
and we'll also throw up the logo for you guys to view right now.
Yes.
Just to give you an idea.
And then the one that I picked this week, I think it kind of just rolls off the tongue. It's a little bit different. It's kind of mysterious. The Mermaids. First off, I think they've got to be the only rugby club in the U.S. that are the Mermaids.
I would hope so.
I mean, and especially, you made this point earlier, they're not landlocked because they're over in California, obviously. So obviously Illinois is not going to have the Marvelous Mermaids rugby team running around.
And if you did, it'd be like the Loch Ness Monster that's just trapped in a lake.
And it's just it's like a very different scenario that you don't really think
very
of.
Different. You want the mermaids free-flowing in the ocean.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty excited about that one. I've watched the team play a couple of times. I know they're a very intimidating, very well put together program. And I wanted to give them a shout out.
Also, that'd be really funny to have, if you had a raincoat, and then the back of it is just the tail.
Oh, it's like a tail. Oh, speaking of, a little bit embarrassing. Actually, for Christmas, I got a mermaid tail blanket. So you put it, it's kind of like a Snuggie, but you put it on and it makes you look like you have a knitted mermaid tail. So I imagine if I went and watched their game, I could just have that on the sidelines and just...
I'm sure they would welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, well, I would hope so.
Or open fins.
No.
No, mermaids have arms. No.
Yeah, I don't. You just drowned yourself on that one, pun intended.
Drowned it up.
Yes. If you guys have someone that has a really cool name, you've played against a team that's kind of wait, that's interesting, let us know. We want to hear about it. Send us pictures.
Definitely. All the pictures, all the videos, we'll put it on there for you guys.
Thanks.
All right. Now wrapping up finally is the cutest segment that we've created. It is
my personal favorite.
Yeah, Rugby Dog of the Week. So we're just gonna put it up for you guys and for your viewing pleasure right now. Oh, look at him. Look,
just
he's so cute, and that actually is like the perfect, try time because it's downward.
It's that diving downward pressure.
Diving downward pressure, and look at his face. He's so excited that he just scored.
Yeah.
And the ball
who wouldn't
fits
be?
his size.
Yeah.
Absolutely adorable. So yeah. Anyway, that was Rugby Dog of the Week.
Send us your pictures of your dogs, Rugby Dog of the Week. You've got one that goes out to practice, anything like that. We want to hear about it. We want to see it, and we want to hear from you guys. So thanks again, and send us your pictures of your dogs.
Thank you. Yeah. And guys, just to wrap things up before we end here, if you're interested in finding a local club, playing for a local club, or coaching for a local club, please check out our website. We'll put the links at the bottom. It's under Find Your Club. And again, if you want to play 15s, 7s, men's, women's, beach, touch,
Whatever that might be.
Youth, high school, college, amateur, it doesn't really matter as long as you go involve yourself or even support the team on game day, which would be fantastic. I know they would love to see you out there or play or coach as well.
Yep.
So, check out the links as always. And Jess, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Right back at you, Chris.
This is
Mr.
This is
Turner.
an awesome time. But again, thank you to all you audience members out there who continuously support us and watch our videos and listen to the podcast. Without you, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. And again, Jess, thank you again. Thank you to the audience. Shout out. See you next time.
Bye.